Okay, coming up next, you're going to love to see my interview with Matt Sinclair. He's the executive director of the Discovery Museum. They have a brand new exhibit called Inside Out, an anatomy experience. It's interactive, it's fun, it's educational. I can hardly wait for you to see this. So Matt, the Discovery has come a long way since the last time I was here, and I brought my young grandson here. And this is a new exhibit. It's spectacular. It's out of this world. Can you kind of explain to us what you call it and what the different areas are about?
Sure. This exhibit is called Inside Out, an Anatomy Experience. And the genesis of this exhibit really started with the vision for the future of the Discovery Museum. We're really working on a 5 to 10 year vision of transforming from not just being a children's museum, but being a regional science center, which really means serving our entire community. We want the adults and young adults in our community to come into the museum and be just as engaged as our youngest visitors. So we saw this exhibit as an opportunity to really provide something new and different here at the Discovery. So health and human science was missing from the rest of our exhibit portfolio, and so we had the opportunity to create really what we believe is the exemplar gallery of what we want to do here at the Discovery over the next several years.
It's amazing to me how interactive it is. I mean, first of all, it's comprehensive. It's got all the different parts of the body, which you'll explain, but it's so interactive. I mean, just since I've been here, I have watched my heartbeat, I've saw my heat in my body, I've just already done all kinds of things. I've learned that my heart pumps my blood 12,000 miles a day. These are things that I didn't even know as an adult, so this is just incredible.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Interactive is the hallmark sign of a good hands-on science center. And that's what we wanted to do here. In this space, it's 2,500 square feet. And we have 47 different exhibit experiences in here, which is about twice the amount of exhibits that we have per square foot in the rest of the museum. So it's a very rich, very layered experience here in the gallery.
Now it's broken down into different areas. So what are the main areas?
When you do a topic like health and human body, we could fill the entire museum and still not do justice to the topic. So in this case, what we wanted to do was excite visitors, give them something kind of cool and different to think about the body, and we really wanted to focus on the systems of the body. So the gallery is roughly broken into different sections. So we have an area that just talks about the senses of the body. We have an area that talks about the neurology, sort of the computer that's driving this machine that we call the body. We have a whole section on orthopedics, and so all these aches and pains that we have and all these organs that we carry around, they got to hang on some system, and we call that the skeletal system in orthopedics. And then finally, the most important organ in our whole body that keeps the whole thing moving, literally, is our heart. And so we've got a pretty cool dedicated section just on the cardiac.
Now, what age group would you say is appropriate for this exhibit?
Yeah, with this space, we wanted to do something a little bit different. And so we set middle school as sort of our primary audience for this space. So 6th through 8th grade from a content perspective. But like I said, we also want adults just as engaged.
I'm engaged.
So all the cool things that you've done and experienced and learned so far, that was what we were going for. So we wanted to expand the number of people that I hear that talk about the Discovery and say, oh, well, I don't have kids anymore, or my kid is 6 or 7, and so we've aged out of the Discovery. That breaks our heart. And so this exhibit experience helps really expand who's coming and who's engaged. That said, we want to make sure that everybody understands, like a good science center, there's something for everybody in here.
You still have all the great stuff for the little kids.
We've got some really cool things for the younger visitors, but there's something for everybody in this space.
That's great. Now you have some technology in here that is really unique.
Yeah, we've done something special in this gallery that, to our knowledge, hasn't been done in a museum environment before. So we have 4 exhibits that we call the Digital Organ Explorers. So we focused on the heart, the brain, the stomach, and the uterus. And what we wanted to do was provide some modeling and some exhibit experience that showed people what those organs are all about. And one of the ways that we do that is we layer technology on top of it. So on each of these stations that we'll take a look at, you can see the organ itself. It's anatomically correct. It's beautifully presented. But then you can jump on the digital side of things and pivot this arm, this iPad, all the way around the organ and learn more about those organs at different hotspots as you move around the organ.
That is really unique.
It's pretty cool. It's technology that was co-developed with a company out of Portland, Oregon, and our exhibit partner in Seattle, Washington. But most importantly, the content itself was developed by Understand.com, which is a company based right here in Reno. So there's always that local connection.
Now, one of the things I noticed was that even the skeleton, which I really thought was just there, but then I found out it could move and you pulled different things and you did all kind. I mean, every single thing in here has more to it than it actually appears.
Yeah, we're in the aha business. So we like to turn those light bulbs on and get people excited. And so we have exhibits that may seem passive at first, but as people engage and learn with it, there's always a surprise. There's something cool. And in the education world, we like to talk about being a complement to what's happening in the classroom. So we can do things here in a hands-on science center that can't be done in a classroom, that can't be done just reading a book or,
right,
God forbid, looking online at different things. Here, it's experiential. You actually get to have that moment.
Well, and it's just more interesting to learn about it that way.
Absolutely.
No matter how you look at it.
Absolutely, yes.
So what do you see as the future for the Discovery? I mean, obviously this is a big jump into a new age range, and I think that you have a lot more things like this coming as well.
We do indeed. This is the start of what we see as a great evolution. When I came to the Discovery 2 years ago, the story of just how the Discovery came to be in a community like Reno is a pretty amazing one.
It is.
And we talked a lot about, at that time 2 years ago, the Discovery being a really good museum in our community. What we want to do is create a really great museum. And so over the next 5 to 10 years, we plan to go through our space and slowly, one gallery at a time, do a complete renovation so that folks will have more experiences like they're going to have here at Inside Out. In the in-between, we're also bringing more exhibits in, and so this fall we'll be hosting our first traveling exhibition, which is actually based on a National Geographic explorer and a local researcher, Dr. Zeb Hogan, up at UNR.
That's going to be fantastic, and Matt's actually invited us back when that exhibit comes out, and we'll be bringing that to you all at home right as it hits the Discovery as well.
Absolutely.
So when can people come? Is there memberships? I mean, how does this work?
You bet. We are open during the summertime 7 days a week. After Memorial or Labor Day, we go back to a 6-day-a-week schedule. We're closed on Mondays, but we're open 10 to 5 all week long. On Wednesdays, we stay open late, so we're open until 8 o'clock on Wednesdays, and we have a discounted admission after 4 o'clock. So, if you're trying to think about the price points and things like that, there's an opportunity to come at a different time at a different rate. We also have a membership program. We have several different membership levels to offer. Our most popular one actually is a traveling membership, so you get into the Discovery as much as you want, but it also gives you access to hundreds of other museums across the country where you can take that membership and get in there. So it's a pretty popular one.
No idea.
Yeah,
That's great. Well, we're super excited to be here. We're so excited to see what you guys have done in here. I think it's fantastic that the Discovery's done so well and that you guys are expanding and reaching out to new ages and new age groups. And I don't care what anybody says, all my kids are grown, but I could spend hours in here having a good time. So I hope that everyone comes down and checks it out. We're excited to do your next exhibit here in the near future. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for the opportunity, Jennifer.